Welcome into this week's Vintage Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Recap. I've got a little bit of a bonus for you guys this week. In addition to the Duel Monsters GX era and sealed sales of the past week, I'll also be going over the top sales from the tournament packs, and then also the non-pack cards, so things like tins, video game promos, and starter deck cards. Well, let's get right into it with the Duel Monsters era sales. Number 10. From the set Legend of Blue Eyes, we have the Secret Rare First Edition Gaia the Dragon Champion. That's a PSA 8.5 Pop 50, selling at auction for $645. That's a 44% decrease from its all-time high of $1,150 back in March of 2021. Number 9. From the set Magician's Force, we have the Ultra Rare First Edition Dark Paladin Original Artwork in PSA 9. That's a Pop 176, selling as a best offer for $775. That's a 69% decrease from its all-time high of $2,500 back in July of 2020. Now, the all-time high sale on this seems a little bit suspicious, as the next two highest sales were right around $1,000 not long after the all-time high sale, so this one might be not quite as big of a decrease as it seems. Number 8. From the set Metal Raiders, we have the Super Rare First Edition Karibo. Now, there are actually 5 of these for sale, 5 identical cards. They were all PSA 10s, and they all sold this week. It's a Pop 91. Those sold at auction for $1,000 each. Now, this one's just a 14% decrease from its all-time high of $1,168 back in December of 2021. I should also mention that all 5 copies were sold from the same seller. Number 7. From the set Metal Raiders, we have the Ultra Rare First Edition Summon Skull in PSA 9. That's a Pop 88, selling at auction for $1,007. That one's a 58% decrease from its all-time high of $2,400 back in February of 2021. We've had 2 recent sales of this card for under $1,000, so this is a slight reversal on that. Number 6. From the set Legend of Blue Eyes, we have the Base Rare First Edition Pot of Greed in PSA 10. That's a Pop 42, selling at auction for $1,047. Now, this is a 51% decrease from its all-time high of $2,142 back in July of 2020. This is the 4th PSA 10 Pot of Greed that we've seen sold in the past 2 months. Pretty crazy for a card that's a population 42 only. Number 5. From the set Dark Crisis, we have the Ultra Rare First Edition Exodian Necros in PSA 10. It's a Pop 74, selling at auction for $1,256. Now, this is a 48% decrease from its all-time high of $2,403 back in December of 2020. The most recent sale we've seen on this card in August of 2021 was for $1,400, so we're not down much since then. Number 4. From the set Pharaoh's Servant, we have the Ultra Rare First Edition Legendary Fisherman in PSA 10. That's a Pop 36, selling as a best offer for $1,400. That's actually a new all-time high, a 19% increase from its previous all-time high of $1,176 back in December of 2021. There were no sales of this card during the peak of the market, so that partially explains why we see a new all-time high sale today. Number 3. From the set Magic Ruler, we have the Secret Rare First Edition Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. In PSA 10, it's a Pop 164, selling at auction for $1,577. That's a 64% decrease from its all-time high of $4,350 back in April of 2021. Now, there's a recent sale in January for $1,875, so we're even down a little bit just from 2 months ago. Number 2. From the set Legend of Blue Eyes, we have the Ultra Rare First Edition Red Eyes Black Dragon. In PSA 8, it's a Pop 58, selling as a best offer for $1,700. Now, this is down 23% from its all-time high of $2,200 back in April of 2021. That's a surprisingly small decrease from its all-time high, considering it's a PSA 8. Number 1. From the set Legend of Blue Eyes, we have the Ultra Rare First Edition Exodia the Forbidden One. In PSA 9, it's a Pop 132, selling as a buy it now for $1,750. That's a 42% decrease from its all-time high of $3,000 back in January of 2021. The last time this card sold, it was number 6 on our weekly list. That just shows how few large sales we've had this week from the Duel Monsters era. Now, before we get into the top 10 GX era sales, I'd like to announce this video's giveaway. I'll be giving away a Metal Raiders, 7 Tools of the Bandit, and a Wing Karibo to one subscriber who likes this video and comments down below letting me know your favorite card from one of this week's lists. Now on to the top 10 GX era sales from the past week. Number 10. From the set Strike of Neos, we have the Ultimate Rare First Edition Elemental Hero Glow Neos. In PSA 9, that's a Pop 6, selling at auction for $368. That's a 39% decrease from its all-time high of $606 back in May of 2021. Number 9. From the set Tactical Evolution, we have the Secret Rare First Edition Ill Blood. In PSA 9, that's a Pop 13, selling as a best offer for $500. There's actually a new all-time high here, a 681% increase from its previous all-time high of $64 back in 2018. This is just barely the largest percent increase for a GX card this week, so stay tuned to see what other card came close to that huge percent increase. Number 8. From the set Tactical Evolution, we have the Ghost Rare First Edition Rainbow Dragon in PSA 8. That's a pop 38, selling as a best offer for $550. This one's a 41% decrease from its all-time high of $930 back in March of 2021. Number 7. From the set Power of the Duelist, we have the Ultimate Rare First Edition Destiny Hero Dogma in PSA 10. That's just a pop 11, selling at auction for $602. That's a 53% decrease from its all-time high of $1,275 back in March of 2021. That's the largest fall from its all-time high of a GX era card this week. Number 6. From Elemental Energy, we have the Ultra Rare First Edition Elemental Hero Shining Flare Wingman. In PSA 10, it's a pop 48, selling as a best offer for $750. Now, that's just a 6% decrease from its all-time high of $800 back in July of 2021. Number 5. From the set Cybernetic Revolution, we have the Ultimate Rare First Edition Cyber Dragon in BGS 8.5. That's a PSA pop 13, selling as a best offer for $825. We've had no prior sales of a PSA 8 listed on the website. Number 4. From the set Power of the Duelist, we have the Ultimate Rare First Edition Destiny Hero Dasher in PSA 10. That's a pop 15, selling as a best offer for $900. It's actually a new all-time high on this card, a 15% increase from its previous all-time high of $780 back in March of 2022. That's 2 weeks in a row we've seen a new all-time high on the Ultimate Rare Dasher. Pretty cool. Number 3. From the set Soul of the Duelist, we have the Ultimate Rare First Edition Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 8. It's a PSA 8, just a pop 11, selling at auction for $1,025. This one's also a new all-time high, just 3% higher though than its previous all-time high of $1,000 back in July of 2021. This is such an extremely rare card. It's one of the few where a PSA 8 can bring in over $1,000. Number 2. From the set Power of the Duelist, we have the Ultimate Rare First Edition Chimera Tech Overdragon. That's a PSA 9, pop 14, selling at auction for $1,322. There's been no prior sales of this card, and there's only a single PSA 10 of this card. So that means this PSA 9 is likely the best we'll see for sale anytime soon. Number 1. From the set The Lost Millennium, we have the Ultimate Rare First Edition Elemental Mistress Doriado. In PSA 10, that's a pop 10, selling as a buy it now for $5,000. Now, this is a huge increase, a 509% increase from its previous all-time high of $821 back in January of 2021. It's amazing to see this large of an increase, even with its previous all-time high selling during the peak of the market. Now, before I get into the top 10 non-pack sales of the last week, I'd just like to mention that I do these vintage Yu-Gi-Oh market recaps every week, so if that's something you're interested in, consider subscribing to keep up with trends in the old school Yu-Gi-Oh market. And whether you're a long-term subscriber or you just subscribed today, don't forget to enter today's giveaway by liking this video and commenting down below, letting me know your favorite card from this week's list. Now on to the top 10 non-pack sales from the past week. Number 10. From the booster pack tins, we have the Secret Rare Limited Edition Blue Eyes White Dragon in PSA 8. That's a pop 49, selling as a best offer for $300. That's a 70% decrease from its all-time high of $999 back in January of 2021. There is a sale listed of this card for $2,000, but it seems to be a bit of a suspicious sale, so that's why I listed the all-time high as $999. Number 9. From the booster pack tins, we have the Secret Rare Limited Edition Blue Eyes White Dragon, this time in PSA 9. It's a pop 81, selling as a buy it now for $304. That one's a 72% decrease from its all-time high of $1,100 back in February of 2021. This PSA 9 sold for only $4 more than the previous sale, which was a PSA 8. I feel bad for whoever purchased that PSA 8. Number 8. From the booster pack tins, we have the Secret Rare Limited Edition Lord of D in PSA 10. It's a pop 18, selling at auction for $376. That one's a 45% decrease from its all-time high of $684 back in March of 2021. Feels like a really good deal for a card that's a pop 18 and a PSA 10 all the way back from 2002, even despite the irrelevance of the card Lord of D. Number 7. From the game Dark Duel Stories, we have the Secret Rare Limited Edition CRU in PSA 10. That's a pop 66, selling as a buy it now for $508. Now, this one's just 1% below its all-time high of $513 back in March of 2021. I just think the art on this card is super cool. It seems like it should be a lot more popular than it is. Number 6. From the booster pack tins, we have the secret rare limited edition Blue Eyes White Dragon in PSA 9. It's a pop 81, selling as a best offer for $550. Now, this one's a 50% decrease from its all-time high of $1,100 back in February of 2021. The other copy of this card in the same grade sold this week for $250 less than this one. It's crazy to see that kind of inconsistency within a single week. Number 5. From the Dark Duel Stories game, we have the secret rare limited edition Dark Magician card. In PSA 6, it's a pop 19, selling as a buy it now for $799. This is actually a new all-time high for the card, a 57% decrease from its previous all-time high of $510 back in January of 2022. This might be the highest a PSA 6 has been on the top 10 list in quite a while. Number 4. From Starter Deck Yugi, we have the ultra rare first edition Dark Magician in PSA 9. That one's a pop 114, selling at auction for $1,187. This one's a 35% decrease from its all-time high of $1,825 back in April of 2021. This is the only starter deck card to make this week's list. Number 3. From Dark Duel Stories, we have the secret rare limited edition Exodia the Forbidden One in PSA 10. That's a pop 113, selling at auction for $1,312. That's a 51% decrease from its all-time high of $2,700 back in March of 2021. This feels like a really good deal for a PSA 10 of such an iconic card. Number 2. From GBI, we have the secret rare limited edition God cards, all 3 sold in the bundle. Obelisk, Slifer, and the Winged Dragon of Ra. Each of them was a PSA 9, sold as a buy it now for $1,500. Now these are super cool cards, but the population on these is ridiculously large for what their price is. I'd be afraid of holding them, that the price could go way down. Number 1. From Dark Duel Stories, we have the secret rare limited edition Blue Eyes White Dragon in PSA 10. It's a pop 150, selling at auction for $10,250. This one's a 59% decrease from its all-time high of $25,100 back in February of 2021. The market on DDS PSA 10 Blue Eyes has leveled out right around $10,000, with a few recent sales right in that area. Now on to the top tournament pack sales from the past week. Number 6. From Tournament Pack 1, we have the super rare limited edition Axe Raider in PSA 8. That's a pop 10, selling at auction for $181. That's a 35% decrease from its all-time high of $280 back in December of 2021. Number 5. From Tournament Pack 2, we have the base rare limited edition Revival of Dokuro Rider. In PSA 9, it's a pop 9, selling at auction for $204. We've seen no prior sales of this card. Number 4. From Tournament Pack 5, we have the super rare limited edition Magical Thorn in PSA 10. That's a pop 6, selling at auction for $390. This one's actually a new all-time high, a 71% increase from its previous all-time high of $228 back in September of 2021. Number 3. From Tournament Pack 1, we have the ultra rare limited edition Mechanical Chaser in PSA 5. That's a pop 1, selling as a best offer for $405. We've had no prior sales of a pop 5. However, a PSA 4 sold at the peak of the market for right around $1,000. Number 2. From Tournament Pack 5, we have the ultra rare limited edition Luminous Soldier. In PSA 10, that's a pop 33, selling as a best offer for $625. That one's a new all-time high, an increase of 108% from its previous all-time high of $300 back in April of 2020. There are no records on the PSA website of a sale since 2020, so the all-time high doesn't really reflect the price of the market at its peak. Number 1. From Tournament Pack 8, we have the super rare limited edition Duname's Dark Witch. In PSA 10, it's a pop 12, selling as a buy it now for $705. That's a new all-time high sale, a 26% increase from its previous all-time high of $560 back in January of 2022. We've had 2 sales in 2022 for right around $500, but no other prior sales of this card since 2020. Now, before we get on to the top sealed sales of the past week, I would really appreciate it if you guys would give me some feedback in the comments. Do you like seeing these new tournament pack cards and the non-pack cards included in this list? Is this something you'd like to see in a separate video? Do you like it all in one video? Just let me know what you're thinking so I can make content that you guys enjoy watching. Now on to the top sealed product sales of the past week. Number 3. We have a first edition box of Flaming Eternity selling as a best offer for $950. Number 2. We have a first edition starter deck Yugi selling at auction for $1,425. Number 1. We have an unlimited blister box of Metal Raider blister packs selling as a best offer for $2,500. That's all for this week's Vintage Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch.